Good afternoon. Thank you so very much for sticking and staying with us right here inside Must Listen Radio. It's nationwide at 5. I'm Tyrone Reed. Well, listeners, viewers, you are inside the cover story. And inside the cover story today, we want to turn our attention to United Oil and Gas saying that Jamaica, we may have oil. Kingston, we may have oil. Yeah, we may have landed oil. The United Oil and Gas and Oil and Gas Exploration and Development Company says there is evidence that there could be an active petroleum system in Jamaica. The company's position is based on the findings of an oil and gas survey it conducted in the Walton Morant block located off Jamaica's south coast. Mahiri Stewart has more in this report.
The Walton Morant block is a vast offshore area located off the country's south coast. It contains two sedimentary basins, the Walton and Morant basins. The Energy Ministry entered into an oil and gas production sharing agreement which allows United Oil and Gas to exclusively explore 4 oil and gas offshore Jamaica in the blocks mentioned. The 34-day-long survey, which was successfully completed on February 28, saw researchers use nearly 1,200 kilometers of multi-beam echo sounder data to map the sea floor. Shortly after, Energy Minister Darrell Vaz revealed in a post-cabinet media briefing that the findings of that survey would be made known in the following months. In an update of the findings released on Wednesday, April 8, United Oil and Gas says the results suggest there may be the existence of an active petroleum system near Jamaica's shores. The company explained that of 42 pistons acquired across the area surveyed, hydrocarbons were identified in some samples. These hydrocarbons include butanes and pentanes, which suggest the presence of a fuel source. It adds that petroleum systems modeling suggests the presence of oil-mature source rocks within the block. United says it will integrate the results into its geological understanding and risking models. The data set will support ongoing technical evaluation and farm-out discussions. CEO of United Oil and Gas, Brian Larkin, says the results enhance their understanding of the license and provide an important input as it advances towards a drilling decision. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Thank you so very much for that report there, Mahiri. Now, in the meantime, listeners, viewers, Energy Minister Darrell Vaz is reacting with what we're describing as guarded optimism to these latest developments. He says to establish whether there is oil available in commercial quantities, a capital-intensive drilling exercise will be necessary. The minister joins us now. Top of the afternoon to you, Minister Vaz.
To you too and your listeners.
We appreciate you joining us. We heard earlier that you were traveling. We trust you've landed safely.
Landed safely. God is good.
Indeed. Minister, talk to us about what this means. A capital-intensive drilling exercise being necessary. What are we looking at? Talk to Jamaica and let them understand.
Very important that we do that. By the way, there's a echo on my line.
We're hearing you. I'm hearing you quite fine.
Okay, good. Yes. So it's important for the average Jamaican to understand the process and where we are. So the exploration that was done was specifically to find traces of oil or gas. The results of that, as you have seen, have been positive. But you will not be in a position to know for sure until you move to the next step, which is drilling your first well.
Drilling your first well. Yes.
Sorry, yeah. So where you are now is that United Oil and Gas has been able to fund all of these exploration exercises and the preliminaries to this point. It will cost between 60 and 70 million US dollars to drill one well. And that is the next step. However, these results, which are scientific results, will make it that much easier for United Oil and Gas to seek partners, and those partners obviously will be big oil and gas giants
Deep pockets.
in the United States and across the world. When in speaking to United Oil and Gas today, he has already indicated to me that there has been a huge interest, and he actually will be traveling to the United States and other places to meet with these potential investors. But it is very important, because if the results were not what they are, then the chances of United Oil and Gas getting a partner to invest that level of money without a guaranteed return on investment.
Which is where I wanted to take the conversation with my next question. Based on all the expertise that United Oil and Gas has over these several years that they've been involved in this kind of activity, how confident are you when you speak with them in the boardrooms or wherever you meet with them? How confident are they, Minister, that this is going to yield oil in commercial quantities? How confident are they?
So cautiously optimistic. All the signs are there, and of course, with the level of technology that's available today as against 5 years ago, 10 years ago, different ballpark, as you know. But very, very reserved and not getting ahead of themselves. So even in this whole situation with the press release that they have issued, if you notice that United Oil and Gas has not accepted any interviews or any publicity, because of the fact that they realize that they're at a very sensitive stage. Hence the reason why I'm coming on, because obviously it is critical importance to government of Jamaica and the people of Jamaica that obviously this goes well. So let me give you in layman's terms. They would have started at a 10% chance when they started and got the license. They moved to a 20% possibility and probability. And prior to these new results, they will probably be at the highest of any level of potential investment, confidence in potential investments to go to the next step.
And if you could put that in a percentage, what would it be? Because we moved from 10% to 20%.
Well, I would say, based on my discussions, 30% is a very, 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 very reasonable and conservative estimate. But in the line of this business, it is considered very high. So don't get carried away by the 30% and again 70%. 30% probability, 70% none. No, this is a different ballpark. So yes, but the most important thing, excellent results. Couldn't ask for better. But that is just a step before the drilling. Only the drilling. And if the drilling is successful, then it will require more capital to drill more wells, because I think it's up to 14 wells that you're looking at.
Up to 14 wells.
Yeah.
All right, so we're up on the break, Minister. We've gone past the break. Let's take the break here. Someone said something in our chat on YouTube that I want to put to you. The person said technically they've already found oil. I'd love for you to respond to that when we come back from this break. Welcome back. We're talking with the Energy Minister. Why the United Oil and Gas Exploration and Development Company says there is evidence that there could be an active petroleum system in Jamaica. So that announcement has really sent people speculating, thinking, considering what the possibilities could be. We heard from the minister that there is going to be a capital-intensive drilling exercise. That is the next phase as United Oil and Gas seeks partners to go about this phase. He says they're up to 14 wells that they're looking at. But that comment from on our YouTube channel saying technically United Oil and Gas has already found oil. Is that true, Minister?
Boy, I would have to be guided on that, because I can only go by what the licensee is telling me, and of course the other professionals in the industry. I can't see how a trace or an exploration for a trace can be converted into guaranteed oil. because if that was so, it wouldn't be a trace. It would be a discovery. But I mean, we have to remain positive, and I encourage every Jamaican to remain encouraged, but not to get carried away, because the fact is that this could be a huge game changer for Jamaica in the medium term. And I want to stress that, because if they were to raise the funds within the next few months, the earliest that drilling could take place for a single well would be between the end of 27 and 2028. So that might delay my retirement.
I was thinking about that earlier. When I heard the news first, if this would have an impact on your departure time, your schedule. You're saying it would.
If the Prime Minister remains confident in me, I would never leave the country at a critical juncture like that. I would have to reconsider my retirement to make sure to carry this to fruition. But just to say that it's not, I don't want anybody to get the impression that we're going to drill next week and we're going to get a result in 3 months like what happened with the exploration. It's a lot more intense and a lot more time consuming based on the level of investment that needs to be taken, and of course the steps that need to be taken.
So the possibility, let's say there is, we've definitely struck oil in commercial quantities, Minister. If you could just think with us, Jamaica and Jamaicans seeing any material benefit, it wouldn't be for now, it would be years in the future?
Well, I would have to say years in the future. However, the impact of that discovery obviously would put Jamaica in a very, very, very promising position in terms of the energy and oil and gas, similar to what has transpired with Guyana over the last few years. But I mean, I have an instinct that is telling me that we are going in the right direction. But instinct alone can carry us.
We have to wait on the actual liquid gold being found in commercial quantities.
It will require once the United Oil and Gas has gotten a partner, then obviously the government would have to now get involved in that in terms of the amendment to the license and the terms and conditions, etc. Because that would be a whole new dispensation from exploration to actually drilling. So the government would have the handle in this situation, because obviously nothing can go forward without the government issuing a license, and of course the terms and conditions of that license would be very critical to the end result.
Right.
So
and we have the necessary expertise to monitor what is happening out there in the interest of Jamaica. We have the necessary expertise for that.
Put it this way. There's already a template in terms of what has transpired in Guyana and other countries. Obviously, our situation may be different, but what I can say is that we would get the best expertise and legal advice that is specialized in this industry to guide us on any such further amendments to the existing license, which will move from exploration to actual drilling, and of course, in the event that we are successful, and that's a whole another round of discussions and negotiations.
And you've talked about the. Go ahead, Minister.
No. I just say, the truth of the matter. I'm not trying to damp the spirits of the Jamaican people. I just want to make sure that they are properly advised and educated to know that you don't want to go over your head of yourself. But I encourage everybody to say an extra prayer at night or in the morning, or both, in relation to this game-changing possibility for the country. And God knows that we are due for it. Can't have a pandemic and 2 hurricanes back to back and don't get a windfall. Yes?
Early today, I was just allowing myself to think on air what finding oil in significant commercial quantities would mean for Jamaica, for oil import bill, for or export and import, that trade deficit, what it would mean
Cost
for
of electricity, cost of energy, everything.
I mean, it touches and concerns so many. So I was allowing myself to think, and I was saying, boy, it would be a massive game changer, and it is one that I would want for my Jamaica, and I know everywhere thinking Jamaican would want.
What is for sure
Uh-huh.
is that generations to come will see a completely different Jamaica to where we are now, despite the progress that we have made in the last few years.
Absolutely, because oil would be a game changer. But Diana
But
McCauley,
you have to put a caveat on that, you know.
yes,
And the caveat on that is properly managed.
absolutely.
Yes?
And I want to come back to properly managed. So just let's table that, because I want to ask you about Diana McCauley. Diana McCauley commented on Nationwide, clipping that little segment with me talking about the possibilities and saying, boy, I'd love for us to get every ounce of that liquid gold, or black gold, as someone is telling me on the YouTube channel. But she says not a syllable about any downside risks, marine impacts, or climate. Is that of concern to the government of Jamaica if we find oil?
That would have to be, of course, a major concern, and of course focus, because of obviously the environmental and marine issues that would go with it. But I must tell you that with all that's happening in Guyana and has been happening over the last few years, I haven't seen or heard of any major outcry as it relates to the terms and conditions of the drilling and of oil and gas. So again, we are in the times that we are in now are so advanced. Yes, technology is so advanced that it's not the dark days, it's the bright days, and there is a spanner to fit every nut. It's a matter of which size spanner you use and how you use it.
You mentioned Guyana there, Minister. In recent vintage, they have discovered oil in commercial quantities, and the country has been
huge commercial, huge.
yes, quite significant commercial quantities. Is there any inkling that we may be finding oil in that amount, in that kinds of quantities? That's our part A. But what I really wanted to ask is, are we thinking about consulting with our Caribbean neighbors in Guyana in terms of the way forward?
It will be foolhardy of us not to when we get to that stage. I mean, we are still, as I said, in the stage of exploration, moving now to hopefully drilling. But obviously, they would have learned many mistakes that we would not want to follow suit. So of course, as a CARICOM brother or sister nation, of course we would, and of course I'm sure with them negotiating with the biggest of the biggest, Exxon, etc. I mean, I'm sure that they have gone through the rigors. Yes? So there's no need for us to reinvent the wheel if we can get help to put together the best possible agreement for Jamaica.
And if you said there are about 14 wells that are being looked at. If all 14 produce in commercial quantities, would that put us anywhere near the Guyanese?
I don't have the details in relation to Guyana, but I can tell you, if we get one well, yes, we are much better off than where we are today. So we are reaching out for the sky, but we are prepared to accept whatever God has decided that this great nation should benefit from. Huge development, absolutely. Huge for United Oil and Gas, huge for Jamaica, huge for the Jamaicans. But bottom line is we still have a little way to go. Have a
Indeed.
little way to go.
Indeed. And so, Minister, just finally to those who are watching and listening again, we're saying, look, very, very positive step forward, but we can't break out the confetti and champagne just yet. We have to see the results of
cautiously
these
optimistic,
drilling. Yes.
with a lot of prayers, a lot of good vibes, and no bad mind.
The voice there of the country's energy minister, Darrell Vaz, who says he might extend his stay in government to see this one through if Jamaica, in fact, has struck oil in commercial quantities.
That's the Prime Minister's final decision.
Absolutely. But thank you very much for the time and the thoughts, Darrell Vaz. We appreciate it.
Keep the positive energy going. And as I say, instinctively, I feel good.
Indeed. Thank you so very much. Darrell Vaz there, the Minister of Energy, joining us inside the cover story.